I'm doing a series on what's in my pack. Here's my pack. Today I'm starting with what's in my med kit. This giant thing is part of the reason my pack is so heavy. And there's a reason for everything in here. So this is not what I would carry when I'm going solo. I'll maybe post that in a separate video, but this is my guide med kit. It's also the kit that I use for search and rescue missions. So the difference being solo versus when I am actively taking care of other people is that I need more stuff, and I need to be prepared for other things that I may not need to be prepared for on my own. So that's the reason for this big med kit. So this was gifted to me when I reached level 3 guide status at one of the companies that I worked for because it was a required piece of gear. And I think these types of prepackaged med kits can be great. However, you need to familiarize yourself with what's inside them and potentially add things to them. I've added several things, taken some things out, but what I like about it and why I choose to continue using it is that it has several different compartments inside that help me stay organized. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make is that they don't know where to find things when they need them, or it takes too long to find them when they need them. So the organization for me is key, and again, familiarizing yourself with where things are so that when you're in a hurry and you need it, you know where to find it. So this one has several different compartments. I've got cut, scrapes, fracture sprain, instruments, medication, bleeding control, wound and blister care. As you can see, the wound and blister care is my one that is exploding and making it difficult for me to close my med kit. And that's because there's a lot of special things that I have stuck inside here that aren't necessarily in a prepackaged kit. Number one is my Leukotape. This is my number one must-have all of the time. Leukotape is great for blisters, friction, things like that. It also works as a great repair item. And when I am by myself, or actually all the time, I actually roll it onto my trekking pole so I have really quick access to it. I find that for myself, I am really tempted when I have a hot spot starting. I don't want to stop and like dig everything out of my pack. So if I have it right here ready to go, I can quickly take it off my trekking pole, stick it on my foot, and keep rolling, and it doesn't really slow me down. It's super sticky. It will stay on even if your feet get wet, you sweat, you go through a water crossing. As long as you do a good seal on it, it'll stay on. And the adhesive does not seem to change when I've rolled it on my trekking pole versus when it's in the roll. It's still just as good. Yeah, Leukotape, amazing. I also carry this Hypafix tape. It's kind of similar. I do find that the Leukotape, it sticks better and stays on, but this is another great thing for blisters, applying bandages, things like that to help it stay on. It has a little bit more flex than the Leukotape does, and I think that they both serve different purposes. I personally still prefer Leukotape just because I've had nothing but good experiences with it since the Appalachian Trail. And with regular medical tape that they put on after a blood draw or something, I actually have a reaction to the adhesive that I do not have to the Leukotape, so my BFF. I also carry a full tube of antibiotic ointment. The little packs are great, but this tends to be one of my most used items. Again, blisters or little cuts and scrapes. This tends to be just something I really burn through, so I usually just carry a full thing of triple antibiotic. Next things, I have adhesive pads and I have glacier gels. This is another wonderful blister product that I use frequently for anyone with some hot spots. It's hydrogel is another term for it, but they're little things that can go on the back of your blister. I get them on my heels, so that's why I'm pointing back there. But they stay on for the most part if you're staying still, if you're putting on at night or something like that. And they provide a protective covering that I find is really great, and they also speed up healing. So one pro tip is to put that on, put some Leukotape over the top of it, and then it'll actually stay in place. Another thing I have in here are bleach drops. So this is my emergency water treatment. I carry a filter and I prefer to use my filter. However, if my filter breaks, I drop it, it cracks, I forget to put it with me at night and it freezes, any of those types of scenarios, the backup bleach drops are my friends. Another thing that's not typically found, this is not a needle, this is just a syringe. And these are really great for wound cleaning. So if you get any debris, gravel, things like that, you can use the syringe to kind of shoot in there and rinse it out really well. If you're doing that, you do want to make sure you're using purified water because you don't want to shoot any nasty bugs into your wound. Other than that, it's pretty standard. Lots of different bandage sizes. I don't really use moleskin for blisters anymore, as you've probably noticed. I've never had success with it. It never stays on. You don't even have to get very wet for it to pop off. I do also carry vet wrap or Coban. This is great for a variety of purposes, holding on bandages, things like that, but it also helps with my next favorite thing, which is a Sam Splint. So this is a C-Splint. Sam Splint is a brand that's made here in the PNW, and what's cool about it is it's moldable. It has like what feels kind of like coat hangers inside that bend, and it's padded, and you can use this on any part of your body that may need to be splinted. So blisters, soft tissue injuries are the most common backcountry injuries, so I do take this even if I'm by myself because I can splint myself with these two things and get myself out of trouble. Love them. They're amazing. Other than that, I've got a lot of other standard things: scissors, tweezers, gloves. For cuts and scrapes, I've got various different bandages and cleaning ointments, betadine, alcohol prep, stuff like that. Medication, I just have all the standard ibuprofen, again, more triple antibiotic, allergy medicine. What is different than what you may have in yours is I found these little packets of BioFreeze, and BioFreeze is amazing. I love using BioFreeze. I use it in the backcountry. I actually take the roller with me because that's how much I love it for my sore muscles. But I found these little packets, and those are pretty handy. I haven't used them yet because I still take the roller, but if anybody else needed them, I'd be able to give them that and not contaminate them with my dirty roller. I also always have emergency electrolytes. I carry these in other places in my pack as well, but I have some that stay in my med kit at all times so that I only use those in case of emergency, and I know that they're there. With heat injury, electrolytes can really perk someone up and change a scenario around, so I'll never go anywhere without these in case I need to offer them to somebody else that needs them. Bleeding control, I've got some more different types of padding, more gloves, and then I've got the Quick Clot. I've never had to use it, but it's the same thing that was used by the military. It says U.S. military proven, safe and easy to use, and is supposed to stop bleeding. I think take your woofa, learn how to use these things. If you're just carrying them and you don't know how to use them, they're kind of useless, just like a map and compass. So make sure that you know how to use what's in your kit, and again, that you know where to find it. And let me know if you have any questions. I plan to keep doing more series of what's in my pack, whether it's guide or when I'm backpacking on my own. So if there's anything you want to see next, let me know in the comments. If you want to see what my layering system looks like, if you want to see how I pack my pack, whatever you'd like to see next, let me know and I'll make you another video. Thanks!